got a gun.
Welcome back, episode 155 of Revisited, and we are talking about a topic we don't get to talk about a lot, because anybody that's riding the wave of trying to do analysis videos is not doing Yu Yu Hakusho, and if they are, it's more than likely positive for the most part, but this is a negative one.
Haven't seen too many. I looked, because it's hard. The first before the Dark Tournament is good.
Yep.
Dark Tournament is amazing. Chapter Black is great. Three Kings is trash. And, that's the general consensus.
So what discussion can be derived from I agree generally? But this is Why Does Yusuke Suck So Much by Meta. As always, never heard of them, and that's not to disparage them or say there's more. It's just that I personally never heard of them. Yeah. We heard a little bit of this because we always hear a little bit of the content we do before we actually go for the video. And it was very apparent quickly what their issue was with Yusuke. Legitimately within 15 seconds, it's like, okay, we've got the entire video. But I'm interested to see the entire video.
Of course.
I
do not think Yusuke sucks.
No.
In any way, shape, or form, really.
He's probably outside of the nice guy trope, an Ippo-like. Probably one of the best protagonists in shonen. And I don't mean just like in Jump. I mean shonen as a whole. You got your shonen Sundays and blah blah. Anything aimed at the demographic. He's probably one of the best. I'd be shocked if I put a list together. He was outside my top 4.
Yeah, legitimately.
Description boys.
Description boys. While watching Yu Yu Hakusho for the first time recently, I nearly dropped it a lot of different points because Yusuke is such a boring character. Here's a small look at why. Be sure to check out the AMV at the end.
What if it was that awesome Japanese AMV?
Nah, it's not.
Of all the things to describe Yusuke, boring is a shocking one.
Yeah, because in the first episode, you get so many facets of his personality, and you get to see why he's acting like that because of his mom. The Yankee with the heart of gold, and he has a positive effect on people, even though it's a negative connotation around. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of
the Kuwabara thing. When he dies, is just amazing.
Boring is nuts, completely nuts. And if the argument is the other characters are more interesting, that's not saying that he's boring.
Should we spoil a little bit of what we heard? Because it is painting what he, in the description, it is a painting of specifically what he was talking about. Sure. We'll just remember this for when we get to it. But for now, let's get into it.
Why does Yusuke suck so much? So, I've been watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and I've made it up to the end of the Dark Tournament so far. The show is compelling enough to get me to keep watching it, and I do always want to see how the next fight is going to play out, since they can get very creative. But the thing is, none of this applies to Yusuke himself. His design is simple but memorable, and his personality makes him very endearing, as we see him outgrow his too cool to care attitude he starts with as he gradually matures and learns to care for those around him. But when it comes to the actual battles, I always hope that Yusuke isn't the one fighting them. Kuwabara...
That's bonkers. Because there's so much that goes into fighting. It's not just the punches and kicks. It's what it means to the character, the other person, how they fight.
This was what we heard, by the way. Him being... The fights are samey. I personally don't care that the fights are samey. And it's so weird because you look at somebody like Hiei, and for the most part, Hiei's thing is, I'm going to get hit a few times, and then I'm going to do a big move.
Big sword stuff.
Does
not work.
Big dragon stuff. Son of the light flame or whatever.
Son of the light flame.
And it's like, what do we do?
Dragon of the human world. It's of the human world.
And it's
Darkness of the Dragon of the Darkness, human something. You know what it is.
Yeah.
It's better than a sun thing. It's human something.
Yeah, okay, whatever. And that's a lot of his fights. I think Kurama is the most interesting, strictly because he is a thinky man, and a lot of his things revolve around him trying to outthink his way, or outthink his way out of situations, as opposed to a Kuwabara, who will really just run in head first and hope his sword hits people.
And Kurama's kit offers a lot more with terms of just plants.
Yeah, a lot more versatility as opposed to an energy sword or an energy blast or what have you. So in that aspect, sure, you could say other characters are more interesting. But even with the limited faculties that Yusuke has in terms of his power set, he still has some thinky man stuff, and he still does some very interesting things with his powers.
And also, it can be very interesting to have a character who is extremely limited and put them up against oppositions that have a lot to do, or a lot that they can do. So just one, how will Yusuke, which we know what he can do, how is he going to get out of this?
Yeah, it's very hard to go, oh, how is he going to get out of this? Because we've, for the most part, not seen the limits, quote unquote, of what he can do. It's very hard to Kurama because...
I like Kurama, but he just busts out the death plant and goes, this is the super death plant.
Yeah. And even then, even if all that's defeated, he has the ability within him at some point to turn into Yoko, which is a whole nother power set, a whole nother, not even power set, but a whole nother way of utilizing the exact same power set he had, but it's just like a complete flip of it. So, again, Kurama's probably the most interesting, but for the most part, it's fairly limited for everybody.
Hiei and Kurama are all more interesting fighters.
And two of those names were Kuwabara was also bad.
I always hope that Yusuke isn't the one fighting them. Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama are all more interesting fighters, and they're involved in battles that get a lot more tense than anything Yusuke's in. Kuwabara is in tune with...
I'm sorry, him fighting the lightning dude is super tense, because he's completely outclassed, he tries to do some thinky man stuff. He's catching the L, and he has to do it quickly, else and Keiko gets done up.
He's fighting a dude in the dark when the dude can see in the dark. How is our boy gonna get out of this? I hope they go through the fights and why they're not interesting.
Rondo is complete luck, but shrug shoulders.
Yeah, he is a I got lucky there kind of person.
The spiritual realm, but by itself this doesn't do him much good. His first ability is found when he ends up taking a piece of a blessed bamboo sword and mends it by using his own spiritual energy to make it a complete sword to fight with. Then this is expanded on when he discovers that he can create the blade.
Are you talking about their power set or the personality? Because if it's just the power set, wait, if it's expanded on, go
out of thin air without a sword handle to help him. He shows that he can also...
he improves.
Yeah.
Yusuke improves by doing the spirit shotgun.
Extend the sword, and then uses this in a fight by extending it through 4 dogs, which he then leads around a pillar and locks them in place. He also uses the extension power to turn his sword into a pole vault, and to break his falls. This is an effective way to build on an ability. It's introduced and then slowly improved and iterated on, becoming useful for more than just fighting.
But something like that, where it's the manipulation of his energy, is a lot more versatile than what Yusuke
inlaid
had.
versatility.
Because he shapes it. Once you see him shape it in one way, you go, okay, he can shape it in essentially infinite ways.
Yes.
In the finals of the Dark Tournament, he gets a different sword handle as a callback to the first time he summoned the sword, and it's a pretty cool moment. This handle helps him channel his...
Callback?
No?
I wouldn't say it's a callback. I think it's just an improvement. It's... maybe it was. I don't...
I could see it being a callback if in Chapter Black, he's able to do the same type of, I'm going to make a tennis racket as opposed to just a sword after the fact.
But if it's just a callback in the terms, just in the fact of he had a sword that he used to handle with, and now he's doing it again, I guess. But it's not really clever. It's not really doing anything. It just is, and and that's why I don't think that it is, because it's just here it is.
If it was, I feel like at least a little bit more would have been made of it. I understand that authors want people to pay attention to their works and to go, hey, blah, blah. But even something like the cigarette that gets thrown over, it gets a flash in the dark and it gets an explanation after the fact. Even these small things can work. Oh, Rondo did this, so there was this place in the dirt and I fell into it. Sure. Just going, here's a handle. Kuwabara isn't even like, this takes me back.
Power and create an even stronger sword than usual, while also partially shield.
Wow, stronger sword.
They said that it was gonna make a stronger sword.
Him. He also learns to make his sword move at will in any direction, once again, adding more use cases for his power.
See, that's your issue right there. Yusuke doesn't have as many use cases as other people, so his fights are boring, quote unquote. I don't think I found outside of the Three Kings a single Yusuke fight boring.
He has his win condition, but again, like I said, how is he going to get that? It didn't work, now what?
He does get some random power-ups because of Yukina, which aren't great, but considering Yusuke's random power-ups, they're really not that bad.
But why does it have to be in comparison to Yusuke? Why can't it just be, this is bad and this is also bad? Because he was on his last legs right there.
I'm about to go to that.
And then it was like, hey, you can do it. And he gets up and he wins. That's pretty bad. If you want to look at it like that.
Yusuke's quote unquote random power up mostly stemmed from his friends being in danger and his vast anger which is a thing in not even just shonen but all of media, where a person gets angry and then all of a sudden they're exhibiting way more grit in their fight, or things that they thought they couldn't do they now can do.
Or he just uses his life force.
Hiei is a cocky character who has great power and always tries to finish fights.
See, this versatility means nothing to me when Hiei can go, well, here's a new power. I don't like using this, but here it is. Like, how is that interesting? How is that more interesting than Yusuke, who we know what he can do, and he basically does that and works around that limitation? It'd be like if there was a superhero that was just like, oh, well, I just did this, so now I win.
But they might be more of the end game of, we got this. It doesn't matter how we got here, so long as we got here.
I don't care if Yusuke can do 3 things and that's just all he can do. And Hiei can do 30 things and he can always pull out another thing. That's much less interesting to me than how does the man with 3 win.
Yes.
One hit by striking at the right moment. He never gets boring though, because his moves are always insanely cool.
Ah, yes. Ah, the unquantifiable thing of cool. What does cool mean? Well, it doesn't matter.
It means cool. Is that not enough?
Whatever you need it to mean in order for Hiei to be interesting and Yusuke to not be interesting.
Yes, Hiei also does things, but him cool.
But he does it coolly, so
I don't
it's fine.
see the problem here.
He does a lot of the same things, but it's cool. Okay, what do we say against that?
Yeah, he is cool. Shrug shoulders.
In his fight against Seiryu, after dodging several ice attacks while running around the room, Hiei reveals his power by instantly slicing him 16 times before he can even react, leading to a type of scene that I always love, when the bad guy acts cocky before realizing that he's already lost and didn't even notice. In the manga, this entire...
So he was just factually stronger and faster than him.
And then he beat him
with
quickly.
his sword quickly. Okay, that's
a lot of the Hiei stuff. Even if I'm not quote unquote faster and stronger than you, I have the sword and I'm going to beat you quickly thanks to it.
Fight actually takes place in a single page. He seems even cooler in a conversation after.
there's no issues here.
He's just so cool.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be enough.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
I disagree.
Single page. He seems even cooler in a conversation after the fight, where when asked how many times he sliced Seiryu and answering 16, Yusuke gets bummed out since he only counted 14 slashes. The next big fight we see Hiei in is handled similarly,
But why is that a cool feat for Hiei and not for Yusuke, who almost kept up with them?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it was more an even thing. Because you go, if he perceived that he could do that power scaling stuff, then surely
of course
he could do that as well, or nearly as well, because he only counted.
Oh, let's see, mid diff
Mid diff.
I made that up. I didn't know that was a thing.
No. It's
Mid diff? What the what?
Let's say Kid Choji fought Adult Naruto. Adult Naruto would easily beat Kid Choji, so it would be low diff.
That sounds like a high diff. A high differential.
No. It's low difficulty is what it is. Yeah. So yes, that's what it is in terms of power scaling.
Why would it be mid diff instead of even?
I don't understand the question. Is low diff even in high diff? That doesn't sound.
Mid diff is goofy because this is medium difficulty.
Okay, how about this? Yes, it's medium difficulty, but you have a winner. So it wasn't even. You have a winner, and they won, but it was kind of hard.
That's just fighting game matchups going against 5-5.
Yeah, sure. But it's cooler because it's mid diff.
It's not cooler.
What?
No Hiei.
we see Zeru show off his fire powers. Hiei shows off his and incinerates him with nothing but his right arm by using the flames from the demon realm. But he does lose his arm in the process.
He doesn't lose his arm.
He loses the uses of his arm.
And not even that, only for a while, because he does gain that back.
The next two fights in the tournament happen consecutively. He wins the first
But again, are you fine with him just going, I have the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and here it is? Yeah. What? Nobody has tamed that ever before. Well, I did. Rah! And then he goes, well, here, I can just condense it into my fist. And then he punches. And he go, the human flame. Here's this. It's weaker, but it's still good enough for you. And then he goes, well, I've tamed it. So I can use it fully. Are you fine with that?
Yeah, within roughly 2 weeks, the course of the Dark Tournament
It's a lot of bullshit that's happening.
But he's so cool.
But he is cool.
Second by cutting up his opponent right as the fight starts, and when his cockiness lands him in a tough spot in the second fight, he copies Kuwabata's spirit sword by completing his broken katana with demon flames to cut up his opponent.
Again, he can just do that.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And he's not thinking about it like, wait a second, when did he train that? How did he train that? Is this narratively satisfying because we didn't know that he can do that?
Why didn't he break this out in the castle when they're fighting all those goons? He can quickly dispose of them. Why didn't he break it out against Yusuke? When did he get the ability to do these things? Was it in the research of the Dragon of the Darkness Flame? And he's just like, oh, well, I've got 7 new techniques now because the dragon.
Is this a 10th as strong as the dragon fully? Again, it doesn't matter because it's cool and it's versatile.
Yes. It's not even versatile. It's no different than his other slashes except the thing elemental attached to it. It's not like, I went against the ice dude, so I need my fire flame sword. No! It's just darkness flame, light sun flame.
No, it's not. That's not what it's called.
You know what? He ate the sun sphere, I think, in that fight. And I'm combining those
the
two.
human flame.
Again, like I said, I think the dude ate the sun sphere.
Whatever you gotta tell me.
And that's why it doesn't... Sun is cool. Well, categorically it's not, but...
The final fight is against Bui, a foe who seems impossibly strong, causing Hiei to break out his perfected Dark Flame Dragon in one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen.
Oh, it's so cool.
He just keeps using flames with his sword and arm, and that's, I guess, more versatile than a gun in your finger.
And make no mistake, we love the Dark Tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho, and
I love Hiei's fights.
Sure.
Every fight offers different things in that Dark Tournament.
But it is mature to be like, I like this, but it's bullshit.
It is some bullshit.
But he's just going, it's cool and it's versatile.
But you know what? I'm not, the bullshit. I'm going, Kuwabara going, talk to me is hype as and I'll die on that.
And he's just showing it because it's so cool.
Why is he so cool?
Because he is so cool.
You know what? I've known cool people in my life. There's nobody like Hiei I've ever seen. He's so cool.
Yes, he is.
It gets deflected back at him, he absorbs its power, and becomes so strong that we can't even make him-
This is bullshit, sir! Please, to be understanding, this is bullshit!
It's cool goggles he got on. He's not absorbing the information that's going on. He's simply witnessing, he can't even touch him!
Flinch with his full power. He easily knocks him away before falling asleep. He seems overpowered at first, but most of his attacks come with severe drawbacks, and he's kept in check by his respect for the other members of the team. So he
did not what?
What was the drawbacks to the 16 slices?
What was the drawback to the human flame?
There was none.
Even the reflected back dragon flame just made him go to sleep.
He just got tired, but his fight was done.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were jumping into Goro.
We need Hiei for this. Where he at?
The drawbacks.
His hubris.
He's so cool.
He has no problem taking a backseat and letting the others show off in fights too. Kurama has perfect progression in his abilities and fighting styles, and is
not necessarily progression, just more exploration of the abilities we already know. Outside of the Yoko stuff, because that's unknowable. But it's just, hey, there's plants I'm using from the human world, which is a rose. I turn it into a whip. But hey, there's plants in the demon world, and I'm using those as well. Okay, cool. Kurama, more than anybody else, makes sense that he busts out some new, even hashtag quote unquote bush. Because it's like plants.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Blade of grass, whatever.
It's gonna be different than in rose. Okay, cool. What are you gonna do with that blade of grass? Oh, a fern. A fern is gonna be different. What are you gonna do with it?
probably the most interesting character because of it. At first, we see him turn a rose into a whip and fill the room with petals so that he can smell the enemy to figure out the direction they're attacking from. The rose whip is his primary weapon, and he uses this in most fights. We later see that he can also use petals as ranged weapons by scattering them around the enemy and sharpening them to cut his opponent from all sides.
Because he's awesome.
In the Dark Tournament, in a fight when he loses the use of his arms and legs, he then starts using his hair to control the whip. After this, Kurama grows a plant inside of his opponent to immobilize them, and then this idea gets built on by having him grow a plant inside of his own body in a later fight as his last resort to win.
Yep.
After gaining access to his deep...
The idea wasn't grown upon, it was more an inverse of an ability we've already seen.
Yes, that's good.
That's
you
not
do it in a person. I can't do it in this person. I'll do it in myself.
Because my energy is locked away, so I'll let it do, and that's fine.
human form, he gains the ability to grow plants from the demon realm, which are similar to human plants but far more aggressive, a concept which doesn't feel cheap since we already know that the demon realm has the fire that Hiei can summon. So it's cool.
No, that has nothing to do with anything, sir. It doesn't feel cheap because we've seen plants in the demon realm, so I would assume there are plants there.
So everything in the demon world is more harsh or aggressive or conjure something that has
Was the human flame the weakest one he's ever summoned?
Why didn't he do that before? If it's just that easy to do it. Because again, we don't see him. We don't know what it takes to do the human flame. He had to make a pact with the dragon. But with the human, he just went, here it is.
Damn, I don't like doing this, but
Cool to see that the demon realm has other parallels to the human world too. Finally,
plants? It's cool to see other parallels like plants? So is the water more poisonous?
Yeah, I guess so. Dang, I can feel that fluoride.
It's coursing through my veins. Like going in Mexico, it's like, don't drink the water in Mexico. Your body can't handle the bacteria.
You're not used to this, so you will get done up.
Iruma has done leads up to this incredible fight with Karasu, where he uses every single trick he's learned so far to win. He tries to use the whip and the ranged petal blades, but they both fail. He just explodes them easily. Then he fakes out his opponent by making Karasu think that he was trying to plant a seed inside him, but just makes him bleed. And he wins by growing a plant inside of his own body again, but this time he's ready to give up his life to be able to grow a demon plant while in his human form, something which he can't usually do because of the strain caused. This is the culmination of everything he's done so far, and this was by far my favorite fight in the tournament. Everything gets used, and
it's not even close to the best fight, because again, Kuwabara is the greatest man that has ever existed.
Plus, it's just the hubris of the Toguro thing. An incredible 12-person reaction shot. There's some in Kuriko's basketball bush.
An incredible fight.
I don't see why this is incredible. It's just showing everybody that had something to do with this and their reaction, and most of them are mouths agape.
And then we have Yusuke, the main character who has main character tier powers and luck and wins every fight no matter how outmatched he is, to the point where you-
Wait! Everybody that you mentioned won their fight!
Except Kuwabara. Kuwabara caught several L's.
Dude went, okay, you slashed my arm and now I am immune to that. Everything that you're doing, I'm immune to it. Well, I'm doing this thing now.
And Kurama categorically lost a fight in this. And Yusuke also lost a fight. Where it's like, hey, you were ringed out for 10 seconds. She counted slow. You're out of here, buddy.
Yeah, they all win their fights.
And they've all lost fights.
Yeah, that's just super not fair.
The very first demon he fought, he caught an L. So both times he's like, hey, it's over there, the lanterns and all this, because we gotta get you out of here, because you were cooked, my boy.
The girl was just like, I was faking being dead, just to give y'all some good feelings. Let me flex and break this building. That was 30%.
Don't even have to worry or even wonder if there's going to be a problem for a single second.
That's crazy.
Against he was getting cooked. He had the fire blast behind him where the mirror happened to be. Almost every fight Yusuke had against the Big Bear, it looked like he was gonna catch an L until something happens.
It was even against Chu. It was just like, we're both drained, so let's just punch each other.
That's not really a problem in and of itself, but Yusuke is by far the most boring member of his squad. Every fight he's in, he gets hit a million times, keeps getting back up somehow, and then wins by either completely random luck or by landing a single hit on his opponent with his-
But Kuwabara! That was the yo-yo kid, but he didn't win, but he still kept getting up and up and up.
Shoot, Hie's whole thing against that dude that was, you slashed me once, I'm doing that, is he got hit a bunch of times and just kept throwing at him until something worked.
Kurama could not move.
You
and
literally
he still won.
You literally showed a dude punch EA a bajillion times, and he just didn't flinch, really.
His favorite fight of the Dark Tournament was Kurama, where he threw a bunch of things and got hit a bunch and then won.
He lost, but he should have won.
He essentially won.
Yes, he killed the dude. He won the war.
And if you're just looking at hard dubs versus L's, you know, one of them mugs is alive. One of them mugs had the wherewithal to be like, I'm going to do this and I will die for my team.
I don't think EA caught a single L in this tournament. Cheating or otherwise. So...
Yeah, I just think it's insanely disingenuous to just label it like this.
Yes. Now, if you dislike Yusuke or his abilities, you can't just talk about that thing, but the way you're framing it, especially after showcasing all these people doing virtually the same thing, but because he used his power slightly differently, it's justifiable, or because he's cool, it's fine?
Genkai, where it was just like, I gave all my spiritual energy to Yusuke, but I still got them hands. That's not boy.
There's one move that in the Genkai tournament alone, he wins one battle by landing a single hit on an enemy multiple times his size, who by no means should have been knocked out with a single shot.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, that's because he's bigger than them.
That means nothing. He took the arm off a dude that was bigger than him.
That's his argument. He's several times his size.
He got hit with a spiritual blast. It's not like Yusuke punched him in the face and he just went down Hulk Hogan in Five Finger of Doom style.
When this happened, I was waiting for the guy to get back up and the fight to continue, but no, he just wins after...
Yusuke is a street fighter. He's been nothing but fighting and getting hit for years. So, of course he's going to be able to take a beating. Kurama can take a beating as well.
And don't you think that's a metal helmet? Don't you think that the force with which it needs to break it would also harm that individual?
Taking a massive beating. In another fight in the same tournament, he wins by accidentally falling into a puddle while the enemy's heat-seeking shurikens are targeting him, and they just kind of explode on his opponent instead, because for some reason they don't follow him into the puddle that he fell in.
So, heat-seeking, and the puddle would kill it?
Yes. So they would go for the hottest thing, which would be him?
So he won that fight by doing absolutely nothing. The final fight in the...
Yeah. He had no plan. He ran up going, something gonna happen, and something happened. It is the type of character that Yusuke is. He is not a thinky character. He is
even though he does thinky things.
But he's an action character first and foremost. His thing was just like, if I beat you before the shurikens beat me, I win.
And that was the plan. It just so happened that it turned sideways and he won. But you can say you find this bad if you'd like, but just going, because of the luck, that's not good enough. I need to know the reasons why it's not good. Because people do just get lucky, and some moms land a lucky shot in boxing all the time. I remember Mama going crazy because Lennox Lewis lost because he was doing a backstep, a dude threw a jab and he slipped and fell, and one down meant you were done in that, so he lost.
And Korobara, he just went, he had his bush, like when he regained his spiritual energy.
But not as bad as Yusuke, so whatever.
But not as bad as Yusuke tripping.
He does some stuff, but he's cool, so whatever. Oh.
The dog.
Yes, Yoshi.
This tournament, he wins by accidentally getting Pawn Scum stuck in his ear.
From the previous thing, which you praised with Kurama.
But Kurama made the choice for those things as opposed to compounding luck for Yusuke.
So his opponent reads out an incantation to make him shrink, but because he can't hear because of the grass in his ear, his opponent shrinks himself, and he wins. He does nothing. In this tournament, he had 3 fights, and 2 of them were won by factors completely outside of his control. They're trying to set Yusuke up to be a...
I think Kuwabara gave him that? It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, I think that it's not very... What are you doing? Why you need my X-Acto knife? Anyway, I don't think that it's very... Again, this is one of those, I'm just going to throw this into this thing. Why not talk about it?
Yes.
That would be so much better.
Because I personally, it's been years since I've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, so I personally don't remember what exactly happened here.
And if it's important enough to bring it up here, it's important enough to talk
But it's not even important enough to bring it up here. He's just talking and then this happens. And like, oh, also this?
main character, but he doesn't actually put any work in. All of these were very lame. In the Maze Castle fight against Suzaku, Yusuke should have lost completely, but he taps into that oh-so-common power in shonens where a main character can be as strong as he wants at the nebulous cost of some of his life force.
You can't when you just talked about Kurama.
Yeah.
You literally talked about him doing it for the demon planet and using his life force. You just cannot do this.
And also Kuwabara with Yukina.
But even if you want the bush there, whatever. He even went, no, that's not very good, whatever. But Yusuke's was worse. He praised the Kurama thing. That's the issue there.
He did. Kuwabara did send it.
I thought so.
And yeah, he's fully aware, and Botan acknowledges it. Not Botan, the enemy. Yeah, and he didn't. Yeah, he didn't absorb it or anything. He just taunted him, and then he exploded out of it. You know, that's completely bullshit.
A concept which is never explained and whose effects are not something you'll ever actually have to worry about in the show. If they're gonna have any drawback at all, it's gonna be like far after the show is done. So who gives a shit?
But it's also, it's showcasing the main character's willingness, that how far they're willing to go to win their fight.
And he only came back from this because Kuwabara gave his energy over to Yusuke, which is an established thing he can do from the Rondo fight.
But I see nothing wrong with this. You see a problem with it in terms of this is a trope that we've seen over and over and over again. And tropes, we talked about this all the time. Tropes, bad, good, whatever. They are just a thing that happens. What are you looking for?
My water.
They're just a thing that happens. But if your issue is, we've seen it before because of other main characters, get that bush out of here. Yeah. If your issue is, we don't get to see this, we don't get to see the long-term ramifications of this, like I said, it is the character's willingness to go through with this, which is the important thing.
But even if you want to go, hey, we don't get to see the ramifications, so this is problematic because at any time this guy can just break out this thing and it doesn't really matter in terms of the story we get to absorb. But if that's the case, why are you praising Hiei when you can just bust out things and we don't see what it took to get those things, nor the ramifications of those things?
Like when he goes, I had to sacrifice my right arm for this. And then he just hops into a pod and gets his right arm back. That's fine. You gotta have some consistency with these things.
Yeah, like if you want to say, hey, these are all problems, but Yusuke's is the worst, I would have accepted that way more than I'm gonna praise this and praise this and praise this, and Yusuke does
this Kuwabara thing is whatever, but it's not as bad as Yusuke.
And Yusuke does roughly the same types of things, but it bad because I don't find him interesting.
And yeah, he does most of the same types of things, but he's cool.
When Kurama wanted to create a demon plant, he was ready to die for it. He ends up not dying.
Yes! Well, okay, so what's going on?
Because his demon power is flowing back into his human form, which is kind of a cop-out, but at the very least...
And there it is, bitch! skills!
Yep, it's bad, but
Just go, yeah, it was bad
it's
here.
bad here and it's bad there.
It's lucky I like the character, so I was more receptive of him doing this type of thing than Yusuke, who I already don't like. So, at least then it's like, okay, I'm just explaining why I personally find this good, bad, I enjoy it, whatever. As opposed to going, this is praiseworthy. Nah, it's a bit of a cop-out, but... Whereas Yusuke, oh, he should have died. Oh my god, what's going on?
His demon power is falling back into his human form, which is kind of a cop-out, but at the very least, he's ready to die.
You can't! Yusuke said, I am using my life energy. It's okay if I die as long as Keiko lives and is safe.
These are the things that happened.
What are we doing out here? You can't!
That's not so cool.
The only thing that happened after was Kuwabara going, you can't die here, Urameshi. I'm gonna give my energy. Kurama like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But you do your film. We gotta carry these mugs back.
Somebody's getting carried back. Somebody's getting buried tonight.
Yusuke just kind of pulls power out of nowhere and then wins. In the Dark Tournament, it's...
Oh, that's incredible.
Kurama pulled power out of nowhere. The exact type of, I'ma use my life force thing. What are we doing out here, dude? You can't. This video would have been so much better if he just went, this is a series of bush. Yeah. Now, some bush is worse, and I think Yusuke's is the worst of the bush.
And I prefer these characters, so I have a stronger feeling towards them, and therefore, I look more favorably on them, and I'm not going to judge them as harshly.
Hey, but it's still bush.
Yusuke has not done anything to get my favor, and therefore, all the things I see is negative.
But this, oh, it's okay here because it is. It's not like Yusuke who did the exact same thing.
His life force is charging him up. He's expending his very existence to continue the fight. It's right there.
I guess it wasn't about him dying.
I did it. I destroyed the whistle. Keiko, no good. I can't see anymore. I hope she made it in time. He was willing to die.
Hey! The mirror against Kurama where he goes, take my life energy instead of his for his wish!
No, but he's not cool.
This is incredible.
The hypocrisy is off the charts.
Every fight Yusuke has is also one after he uses up all of his power, and then just pulls out some more power and lands a super finishing blow.
That's not what happened with Chu. That's not what happened in this fight.
Yeah, no.
What are you talking about?
He hit him in the not the eye of the tornado. Well, I guess the eye of the tornado. But yeah.
In his fight against Jin, which he wins by using...
And you go, after he uses up all of his powers, would it be better if he just one-shot at the person?
Something resembling a dragon punch. It's later revealed that the punch was actually just the way to shoot his gun at point-blank range, so he doesn't even have a way to power up his fists. It's just his gun. Again. The only times
that it's stronger...
And?
It's stronger close up, so it's... You can use this long range and it'll get weaker as it goes by, but you can stay safe. Or you can use it short range and get a big punch.
How is that not a powering up if it's throwing a punch to shoot the gun?
You're explicitly doing a thing, punching, in order to power it up. And yeah, this is, I don't like him. So I'm gonna boo it.
It's a bit eating crackers thing.
Something interesting up to this point in the show. We're in the first fight against the Toguro brothers, where he used his gun to speed up Kuwabara's stab to win the fight, and in his fight against Chu, which eventually devolves into a close quarters fist fight, which he wins with a headbutt. Also, it's called the
Knife edge deathmatch. Knife edge deathmatch. Knife edge deathmatch. Knife edge.
Yes, okay. They say it a lot. cool.
デスマッチ
ナイフエッジデスマッチ
which is just the absolutely fucking coolest name for a one-on-one duel ever. Even in his massive final fight with Toguro, which everything in the show leads up to, plays out with him firing 3 shots that do absolutely nothing, and then one final which is powered up enough because he's mad and so he wins the fight. It's predictable and it's boring.
That's also the fact that you go, again, like I said before,
I don't see how you could say this after Hiei.
he is firing his shots against Toguro. It is not working. What now?
He's punching. He's doing everything he can. Oh, you're still holding back. Maybe if I kill one of your friends, you'll get some of that,
So-
chutzpah.
We get to see Toguro's power, the fact that he can take it after the Genkai power up, after the chains being broken off. We get to see his power. Then we get to wonder about how is Yusuke, because this is all that he got. Now we can worry about Toguro killing one of the friends, and that's a whole nother. Like I said, the fight is not just simply who's gonna do the big cool various moves.
Yeah.
It's what's going on within the fight. And there's a lot going on in the fight. Yes, it is the big blast, but it's also him trying to punch him. It's also him dodging Toguro's punches. It's a lot, because he gets punched and his arm gets broken. You see Toguro, he goes, oh no, the ring broke. And you go, oh, Toguro, he's bringing the ring. You go, how is he going to fight that? It's a lot going on in this fight. And also the whole the backstory of Toguro and stuff. It's a lot. It's not just the 4 blast that it's going down to. Because at the very end, it was just like, this is it. Toguro stood there like, you are the representation of what I could have been.
Yes.
Show me that you can beat the strongest demon.
I'm gonna stand here and take it. You pour everything into this, and we'll see who comes out on top.
It's the narrative type of fight of Rock Lee done correctly.
Yes.
Where it is a fight, but it's a lot going on within the fight that makes it more than just a punch kicky.
Yu Yu Hakusho is still a great show, and I am excited to keep watching it, but it's really not a great sign when I'm hoping that for every new fight that happens, the main character isn't the one fighting it. At least the story's pretty good about including every character in.
But you don't. You said that Yusuke has a good personality, he's got a good design, and all those things. Those things don't carry into the fights. Him going, I don't care if you were in Granny, I'll still beat this out of you.
That don't mean nothing to me. Hands E for everyone.
That means nothing. Because like I said with Urza, her personality is great until she starts fighting. But Yusuke carries that personality into the fight. He carries that caring nature. He carries the sacrifice. All the stuff that you have with Yusuke, he carries it into the fight. So it's just purely he just shoots his gun and there's no variety, except for where it is variety, and it's not variety because I say it's not variety because it's just a punch.
Fights, and it never feels like any of them are being snubbed or forgotten about.
I get extra happy every time I see my wife. Yeah, she is.
Is this the AMV?
That's just the AMV.
Okay.
Married to my wife.
Yeah.
Is it just that now?
Are we just at the end?
My wife.
Yep. Legitimately.
That's correct. All of that?
Damn, I love my wife. Damn.
Yeah. Legitimately.
Damn, I love
That wasn't even good. Don't hype it up in the description. And it's
9.5?
that's a 10.
That's fair.
Just the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy is
and the fact that you can even find Yusuke boring at all. It's crazy.
Yeah. Again, I don't think I've ever been bored by a Yusuke fight. And I've never thought of it in the terms of, hey, he's just firing a gun. Like, that has never factored into me. It's always been, how is he going to get out of this? And even if at the end, the how to get out of it is fire the gun, there has to come a point where he has to do the things in order to fire the gun.
In order to get to the position that he can fire the gun. And him going, Jin in Windmaster, he's all the way up there and I'm down here. What now? He's got the full range. How is he going to get through that? How can you be bored thinking, just looking at that, just going, he's just going to...
Because he didn't use a long sword to slingshot himself.
But the pole vault essentially is just a sword. That's crazy, bars.
Yeah. All right.
They have also not done a video since then, I believe.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think this is one of their last. They did a joke video probably, but yeah, this was it.
Hey,
this is their only real analysis video at all.
I would have been interested to hear how they felt post Chapter Black. But oh well. Yeah. DSP this Saturday. No podcasts on Sunday. No nothing on Sunday. Because we're going to a burger thing in where we're at.
Yeah, a lot of the comments are also agreeing with the video.
That's crazy. It's such surface level stuff in the same way of just like we were having this discussion in the Discord of I'll talk about your face in a second. We were having this discussion in the Discord of Batman has a lot of fans because in the world of God he's quote unquote just a guy, and that's quote unquote relatable to people. And it's such surface level, like I can see immediately the either praise or issues with this. What was the face?
There was a comment that says, came here from the CVIT video you wrote. Pretty good, you got yourself another sub.
Did he have an anti-Svit video?
No, he wrote something for Svit.
What? What's Svit doing these days?
Who knows? I mean, I can look it up, but... What did he write for him? And why did he write for him?
That's the thing I don't get when a content creator has writers. Now I can understand, hey, there's a bit or
Bomber does research and he needs research from people,
or even just like a here's a way to punch up this line type of thing, but unless it's like completely like-minded individuals, you're not really using your own voice in that instance. Unless it's the main... Oh no, what's that
He
fake?
co-wrote the Persona video.
Crazy.
Co-writer goes right to... What? Are you kidding me? Co-writer goes right to his channel.
No way.
That's nuts.
That's the one video you shouldn't want to co-write.
Oh, man.
What a full circle thing I just did.
Yeah, look at that. Boy, that you sure do suck.
Yeah, I gotta bump that up to a 10 just off the ancillary information. I'm in graphic novel in this. You done built the world now, and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is even worse.
Why did
Burn the Witch?
Why did you need a co-writer?
It's a long
it's just
video.
some guy.
Could be
Like you
friend.
said, if you just don't, if you have a co-writer and you don't agree with it fully,
Yeah.
you either got to put it in and it's just something that you don't agree with, or you got to alter it, and then the dude's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, what you doing with my?"
And at that point, why are you even have a co-writer? Now, it's different for me and you because a lot of times we're very like-minded. But I can't co-write a Cats video with you.
Yes, you can.
I simply cannot.
Yeah,
My
you can.
voice will be too antagonistic for what you want to do. You'll be on...
Pull this back a little bit.
The best song is, of course, Skimble Shakes the Railway Cat.
Yes, absolutely.
And I will be going, there are no good songs. And you're gonna be like, well, I
The
can't.
lack of songs in this 2-hour catastrophe. Well, I can't say that. I gotta push this up. It's like, hey, yo, I didn't write this.
Yeah, it's just opening up and then it's nothing but praise.
Co-written by BG. Duff. Special thanks to my brother who helped me with this video. 75% of this is his words. I've been misquoted before.
I started watching random Tim stuff. It's the greatest in the world.
It's crazy.
The world.
It's so crazy.
I can't believe how hard I was laughing at some of this, dude.
Yeah, it's hey, I think this is a very good episode to end it off on. We're done.
Yep, forever.
Alex, curtain down after DSP Day.
Almost curtain down.
Got one more left in me.
All right, I will not be here July 12th, so there will be no stream on that. So not next Saturday, but the Saturday after.
I think that's a pretty good time for a cat stream. Get it in here.
I will call in today. Play with me.
We do need to do a cats video though.
We do need it will be Mums want arguments. It will be the most divisive video we ever do.
I listen back to
the Big Cat.
you talk all this about Star Wars and then you go to cats and it's like, well, why doesn't this cat do this? You go, yeah, whatever.
Whatever. I mean, you know, whatever.
Why doesn't Rum-Tum Tugger want to be a Jellicle cat? Whatever.
Whatever. You talk all this shit about what Star Wars. Oh, why didn't Luke get away from him? And that was just, it was like, you know, whatever. For cats. You do this for cats.
For cats. It's the worst thing because it's so logical about so many things. But for cats?
Yeah, that was a fun one. It would, honestly, it might just need to be because reasons. Honestly.
It might need to be, but it'll just be me going,
this is
no,
awesome.
but he is the Rum-Tum Tugger.
And I'll go,
he is a curious cat.
He sure is, and it sucks. I'm not disagreeing with what he is. I am saying it's not good.
It would be good to do that and the play.
Oh, yeah.
As a comparison. Because I'm intimately aware with both of them.
Of course you are.
So, but you're not, so you would need to get...
I would watch them both for that.
Might have to do...
Slide in a because reasons of cats.
Slide in a cat. And it's we don't need to do or watch too much.
Yeah. Collectively like 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's not like the
and
Harry
I don't
Potter.
even need to watch it at all.
Not like the Harry Potter thing where a book is like 12 hours.
I can't stop listening to that shit. It's so good.
Dude, I want to do a really svelte edit of that, but it's not even hard. I just don't have time.
You can't cut out much.
And that's the worst part of it, because it's not even like there's super superfluous stuff in there. Because even that stuff leads to some great comedy. What do you do?
Because we spent 2 hours on Chamber of Secrets. The first hour was just not. At a certain point, we just go, we haven't said Ginny yet. We're not at the chamber. We were just talking about house elves and all the world stuff, the shops, all this bullshit. And it's like, you can't cut this. You would probably get that 12-hour bit down to maybe 10 and a half. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is quite possibly the best thing we've ever done.
I think it is.
it's very hard to come up with something
because I keep
comparable
listening to it, and then I just keep laughing at the stupid, the Voldemort penis thing, and the Dumbledore. It was a good game. Where's the Dumbledore? Chess? It was a good game. Yeah, just all the questions and the revelation that we're having. Like, wait a second, why don't house elves do this?
Dude, I'm sorry. The step into the light is legitimately one of the funniest things we've ever done.
It's so crazy.
It's one of
step on this bigger X. I can't hear you. Step into the X. Step into these cattle rakes. It was because we were just that was silly time. It was just like we're just done. Yeah. It's required viewing, but it's hard to say that because it's 12 hours and it goes off the rails so many times.
It is structured in the worst possible way.
100%.
Or it is unstructured in the best possible way. Those are the only two things you can say about it.
And we can do more, because I was thinking about it as I was listening. I'm like, so wait a second.
We didn't talk about the 6th book at all. We're just like, go watch the Revisited.
But I was just like, you can flunk out of Hogwarts.
Yep.
But if you don't expel your magic, you blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing with that?
How does Hagrid not blow up?
He got his umbrella. He got a...
No, but he's not allowed to use magic.
But he
strictly speaking.
But he's in his cabin.
What's the ratio to not use to blow up?
It's like jerking off. You got to get the poison out.
Yeah, but my not gonna explode if I don't jerk it enough.
You clearly haven't heard of it.
Big D Voldemort.
Jerkins.
Oh, Jerkins.
It's so in money. And like I said, I'm just listening to it and I'm just in my mind going, we didn't talk about this.
No.
We didn't talk about the wand types.
No.
Or what they mean and the Ollie and the dragon tails.
Legitimately, we said it. If there was ever a follow-up, it's just got to be a structured, like, written video.
We have to just go, here's what the points we want to talk about. And then we could just go off. So long as we have that written down, like, okay, we have tackled
that's not
the
gonna happen. That's not
because we didn't tackle the wand. And I'm so pissed that we didn't because it's so stupid.
It's one of the... We talked a little bit about it, like, oh, it's springy, and what does that mean? And it'd be great if...
But the dragon, there's lists of just like, oh, this dragon heartstring means that it's stronger or whatever. And here's the characters that it has it in. It's so much. One day.
It's, like you said, required viewing.
Yeah,
It's top 5 required viewing.
But it's difficult to recommend because it's so long.
That means nothing.
But it's
throwing it on at work,
which I do
frequently.
It's just so good.
Yeah,
it's just so like, what the f is going on? Nothing makes
sense. The Cursed Child was. We were already kind of broken, like midway through that 7th. Honestly, maybe the cracks were showing at the end of the 4th book. The cracks were beginning to form. By the 7th book, we were pretty much done, and then we had to do the Cursed Child, which, mine God,
that was. It should have been in the beginning or something to
get the poison out. Honestly,
get the poison out because late in the game, it is silly hours.
And then, you know what really did it? In Fantastic Beasts. Because even in the first book, half of that first book is dedicated to like 30 minutes of talking about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, the crimes of Grindelwald or whatever.
What is this like? It's crazy because there's very little crimes in this movie, and then you go, and there's very little Grindelwald. There are so many just. I love that so fucking much. It is probably my favorite thing we've ever done.
It's way up there, and it again. I always leave a little wiggle room for it's the best or my favorite. I'm always like top 3 because it's easily top 3, but it's probably number 1.
It was so good.
There is the points making sense. The comedy is amongst the funniest we've ever done. Honestly, whenever I do the funny
moments,
volume 3, 90% could be legitimately from that scream.
So good.
All right, we gotta get the out of here. DSP Day.
DSP Day.
You're new. I'm old.
Yep. I need to find something. I have an idea, but I need to see if it's good enough. But yeah, it's DSP Day, and it's always good. And then after that, did we say auction?
Oh yeah, we should do the auction. Honestly, we could double up that July 4th weekend if we really wanted to. Do an auction stream on Saturday and a regular stream on Friday or something.
But aren't we doing the burger thing?
Oh, July 5th. I mean, how long is that going to take? 3 hours?
It took a long time before.
That was because of the pizza. Pizza takes 40 minutes to cook. A burger is like 12 minutes.
Depending on the complexity.
Yeah.
Because it's not just going to be a burger.
It never is.
It never is. So,
so...
I mean, we ain't got to put out a stream all the time. These mobs can starve.
Honestly, starve, y'all.
We'll see. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's truly... This is our channel. We do the only thing that's always certain is DSP Day. Anything else?
And even that was just like, well, we gotta push DSP back or forward or whatever.
And you know what? We still got every one of them DSP days in.
Because that's the only thing that matters on this
It's
channel.
the only thing that makes us happy.
It's the only thing that's fun.
I don't know if we can do too many Harry Potter videos, honestly. There's nothing out there. The new TV show might revitalize mobs talking about it.
I can
do not consume legally.
I can look up to see if I can find anything else. But yeah, they're few and far between. There was that one with the dude that was just like, here are the plot holes and debunking them. That could be something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Was awful. Yeah, I guess.
No, because of headcanon. Oh.
All right, we really gotta go. All right. Fart we will.
Yeah, fart we will. I'm losing my touch, but I'll get it back in the intro.
Yeah, we're all warming up.
Yeah. We're getting back into the groove.
Back in the New York groove.
Nobody understands that reference.
I do, you do.
Is that all that matters?
Yes.
All right.